Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. No.
What up, y'all? What up, man? Back on another Friday.
Welcome back, Weenie.
How y'all feeling out there, man? I know I'm a little early today. You know, we got to get through some stuff. I gotta watch. Look, I had to push stream up, y'all, because I gotta watch the Diddy doc, and I can't wait. I can't wait forever. You know what I'm saying? I can't be up all night and then end up falling asleep. So me and the missus, we got to watch some of the Diddy doc tonight. So I had to push stream up. You feel me? What up? How y'all feeling, man? What's good? We What's good? You said this is your first time, Monique. Appreciate you for making a live. So what we're covering tonight. So first thing we're gonna do is as people come in, we're gonna see how people feel. I'm not gonna. I know Akaash wife went on Flagrant and they had an hour-long episode basically centered around the whole thing. I told y'all before, I'm not heavily invested in this Akaash Jasleen thing. I'm not super invested. But I did watch that Flagrant episode just to see what they say. And I feel like I have the unpopular opinion because everybody else that watches said something, and I think my takeaway is slightly different. I'm gonna give that opinion. If anybody wants to watch, I can't, that's not my fault. I'm not even gonna be at home tomorrow evening, bro. So I'm gonna give my opinion, and if anybody wants to call in and disagree, we could disagree. Cause I might be tripping. I think I might be tripping, but it's possible. No, I don't think I'm tripping. It's possible I'm tripping. I don't think I'm tripping, but I want to see if anybody wants to exchange ideas on the Akaash thing. And then after that, TPUSA has referenced Candace Owens. They finally spoke out about all her allegations with Charlie Kirk, and from that stemmed a back and forth that's been like really a lot. It's been a long back and forth after that. And after that, we're gonna talk about that girl from, I think, Oklahoma University or something like that. She got an F on a paper, and she's saying it's because she's Christian and the teacher was trans. So it's fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, right? Sounds like it. You said no one told you to. Watts always trying to make me be a piece of shit. Like, I just want y'all to take note. Watts is always advocating for me to be a piece of shit. Let the record show. Who needs friends when you got Watts? I'm dead. I'm playing, y'all. If there's anybody out here that doesn't know, these is all jokes. Okay. So, got a good amount of people in here. So, for those that's in here, I'm going to join. You have to join the Discord, and I'm being a general chat. So, yo, immigrant brother. Boy, I immigrated from the hood. Fuck is we talking about? He said that's the perfect reason to push the stream up. I appreciate the support, Terrence. Thank you. I appreciate the support. So, most of y'all know what's happening with Akaash at this point. That like, we ain't got to rehash everything A to Z. So Jasleen went on Flagrant. It was only an hour, and pretty much the whole thing was like pre-scripted questions with pre-scripted answers and terrible excuses, if you ask me. I need a cooler cup. Man, look. It's what I got right there. It's bright as fuck. Tell me that you need a cooler cup. I didn't get one of my cool cups. I just had this joint. Shit. It is a big ass cup though. I have a cool cup every other time, man. You can't get on me when I don't have it. You feel me? I always got a cool cup. Oh yeah, the dislike ratio was crazy on them. Let me see if it's still there. Let me see what that dislike ratio is looking like right now. So Jasleen went on Flagrant, and it was just like pre-scripted questions, pre-scripted answers.
You want a girl that's hot enough.
God damn. Y'all see this? Can y'all see this? $71K. Dang. Like, oh, it's ugly. But this is where my opinion comes in. I think people are being a little bit harsh on that episode because the outcome isn't what they wanted. This is my opinion. I think that people were expecting something, and because it wasn't what they wanted, they're mad and disliking the video and trying to shit on Akaash. My takeaway from that entire podcast was, if you saw my first video covering it, I said this. I said, I think she's trying to be like Akaash, trying to be funny, and it's not working. And that's pretty much what she came there and said. Now, some people may not believe her, and I'm not saying you have to, because it is proven that Akaash lied about his situation. I've been exposed that he lied. Matter of fact, we could look at that. We could look at that. So we all on the same page if y'all didn't see it.
Both of us or remote will especially.
That's a crazy kill-death ratio. Yeah, that ratio is insane. Okay.
Sure, that wasn't
So pretty much Jaslyn and Akaash lied about being broke. He either lied at first or he's lying now about being broke when he got with his wife.
More like
wanting to tell
the need to lie.
For sure.
It's funny to watch because if you don't tell these lies, none of it really matters. But it's like the feeling, the need to lie about it is what always makes all of this like more like.
wanting to tell the story of how me and Akaash met 2015. Courtney says to Manu,
So they met 2015.
like, oh, there's like this funny like Punjabi comic, you know, he's on this
No, yeah, you good, Watts.
podcast and he's really funny, like you should check it out. And my
I don't think any of these clips is gonna be from the Flagrant podcast. None of these clips I'm finna watch is from it.
sister kind of became like a fan of his. It was like so in the nascent stage of his career, like he had just gotten Wild 'N Out, I think just got Guy Code and stuff too.
Because I was on these MTV shows, and what I didn't count on is all of them being taken away at 1 year. Because I maybe they just looked at me and they were like, "He's old." I don't know, but I had like 7 MTV shows. I wasn't making crazy money. I was making like low 6 figures. But my girlfriend at the time, she moved
Low 6 figures.
into our place, and then all of a sudden, end of 2017, all the shows started suddenly getting canceled one by one.
Like, lady, you met him. It's because your sister told you that she thought he was really funny back in 2015, 2016. He was already on television doing Wild 'N Out. He was already doing a bunch of MTV shows. Even him going like, yo, you know, she was prospecting. It's like, you admitted you were making low 6 figures in 2015. Like, why are we pretending like you're not a top 1%er? There's no doubt a regular person's going to look at somebody making low 6 figures on television and go, wow, that's a catch. No, you didn't. And now you feed into this narrative that these guys have of you being a gold digger, and because you're also being deceptive about it, and because you're lying, it gives them more credence.
I invested
Oh, okay. That's from the pod.
low and waited for it to go high.
You're a gold prospect.
Yeah.
There's one thing that we have to talk about is the fact that they said something that actually defeats the purpose of.
So pretty much, Akaash's story in that stand up that I covered on my last stream, that that he did in his stand up when he told the story. He said he was broke in 2018, but in that he just said he was making low 6 figures in like 2017, I believe he said he was making low 6 figures. Now, maybe you was making more at a point, but if you're saying you're broke at 20, making 6 figures, even in New York, that's not broke. Even in New York. I know New York is expensive as hell, but 6 figures, low, high, is not broke in New York. So if you're really claiming that that's broke, that's your privilege showing. And Jaslyn saw that clearly. So I think that Jaslyn was pretty much trying to be Akaash, be funny. She's around comedians all day, and she thought that she could get away with these like jokes on her husband and it'll just fly. And then people that don't know her personality, you're not actually up practicing stand-up comedy. The public sees it and it's like, this is embarrassing because you're not a stand-up comedian. When Akaash tells these stories about his wife being broke, being Indian, even if it's self-deprecating, if it's at his wife's expense, you know, you don't really know if the shit's true or not because comedians be up there lying a lot of times. Most of the times they just over exaggerate their life or flat out lying about it. And we accept that. But you're just on a podcast with your girl shooting the shit and you just like think you could just do it at his expense, which is, it's not going to work. He's the face of y'all relationship. You're not the face of it. You can't make him look bad. You can't hurt his reputation. So, and even when her answer, she doubled down on the overstimulated from the PDA stuff. Like that was even weird because she even said that, oh, he does it all the time, so it's uncomfortable. Like, Akaash, why are you always trying to show PDA if she's uncomfortable with it? And, you know, they tried to get into like, yeah, obviously nobody wants to make out in front of their family, but a peck for your husband? Like, what are we doing here? And it just didn't make sense. So I do think that he's lying to save face because I don't think he was actually broke when they got together. But I do believe that this is all blown up more than what the reality is. I think it's more likely than not that she is there simply because she saw the money he can make in the future. But I also think that people are taking it out of proportion. And she was trying to be funny and it just wasn't working. Like, even though her explanation for popping pussy in the frat houses, hooking up, all that stuff, she gave her rationale for it, which is basically her not understanding terms. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just believe it because I know white people. I've y'all been around some white people, like they don't use hooking up as having sex. Like a lot of them don't do that, and so it's not unheard of that some people say hook up. Like I know black people think hook up means have sex, but white people don't do that necessarily. They don't use hook up as strictly having sex, and she thinks that it's like whatever. I don't think that she lied about being a virgin. Some people probably disagree. I think she was actually a virgin when she met him. And I think that's why Akaash was like, that's why she felt like she could get that stuff off, is because she felt like that persona was so far removed from who she actually is. So, I mean, and I think that was a big reason why I didn't care to cover that situation as extensively after I saw it, because all I could think at the moment was like, this just seems like she thinks she's funny and it's just not funny at all. It just doesn't, it's embarrassing. She's still embarrassed the man, but it's not funny the way you think that shit is funny. It's just not. Yeah, we're talking about sex with other guys and the funny thing in a married woman. Yeah, it's not funny. Don't they both come from well-off families? I don't know, to be honest. I know both their parents are immigrants from India, but I don't know if they're well off. I don't know. And I don't remember if they said in that podcast. People are like 6 figures isn't enough to live comfortably. Shit, people have live comfortably anywhere from 45K plus, yeah, depending on where you are. Yeah. You could live anywhere in America off 100K. Anywhere in America off 100K. You'll be okay. I used to watch Tiger Belly, and often Kalila and Bobby talked about sex. I don't know what Tiger Belly is. She had a good career before she met Akaash, but how Akaash acted was what made it seem like he was super uncomfortable. Yeah, he was uncomfortable. He was. Like, I think this actually did kind of shake up shit at their home. I don't think it was like at home behind closed doors they smooth sailing. You know who I do think is smooth sailing? I think Steph and Aisha actually are okay. I think no matter what, everything that Aisha done did publicly, I think at home that they're okay. They weren't okay at home. They weren't okay. But part of my problem is how Akaash is a whole comedian, but he let his wife go out there and just make jokes that weren't funny. Granted, she may not have ran what she was going to say across him before she did her podcast, but after like one time of saying something stupid, he should have been like, Stop doing this shit. Like, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Oh shit. I need to. Do I not? I must not have this. Shout out to Elbert for the $15 super chat. What's good, Logic's just popping in. This man pop in with the dono, man. Shout out to Elbert, man. Shout out to Elbert. I need to put that on my other scene. I do have it. Why don't it go off? No, that's the wrong thing. That's why. I don't have it. Yeah, I didn't have it. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Okay. So that should go off now. It don't go off when I'm on this screen, but it should go off now. I think I did that for when I record and stuff. Okay. He's not the best stand-up, but he's an actual comedian that can be funny. Like, he knows what it takes to be funny for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still a comedian. You know, he looks like Will. This was his Red Table Talk. I don't know if I would go that far. I think Will's situation was way more embarrassing because he's not a comedian. Will or Jada is not a comedian. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a little different, you know? But, well, all right, come on. Terrence, you got a disagreement? You don't think Will's situation was embarrassing?
I do not have a disagreement.
Okay.
I just want to actually agree with you. I believe she's
Really?
just a cringe lord that cannot tell a joke, doesn't have good timing, doesn't understand a lot of cultural words she's saying, and she's just inadvertently embarrassing or chasing funny.
Yeah, like, so that's why I open this up, because I know people disagree, like, I've seen videos, but I think at the end of the day, like, do you think that most of the the dislikes and the backlash is because they didn't get their assumptions confirmed? Because did you watch the podcast?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't want to watch the whole thing because I knew what it was, man. Like, I just think she's just cringe. She was trying to chase the laughter, trying to be like them. Didn't go too well. She didn't realize, well, she should have realized that the whole red pill community, or what's left of it, was going to come after her.
What's left of it? Yeah, like, I don't know. It was definitely it was a damage control. Like, they didn't go into that blind. And I mean, I'm not saying they should have, but it was obviously scripted as fuck.
Yeah.
I think it was obviously scripted. And it's
But
just,
I'm like you, man.
Yeah, I just think she just tried to be funny and it just didn't work.
And honestly, I'm like you. I think people are going way too far into this. Embarrassing, weird moment. That's it. Let it die.
Yeah, I think it's just his moment, and like that's why I could not keep making videos, because I'm like, I feel like this is just not. It's just not worth all of that. It's embarrassing, yes. It's his moment. It is gonna come and go. That's just how I felt about it, you know. Can you start a secret account, then let her have half the shit she thinks he owns, or is that illegal?
Yeah, fam.
I
just want to jump in, share that we have the same thoughts, man. I'm continuing to watch the stream. I'm about to finish cooking for my daughter. All right, bro?
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
But yeah, did anybody disagree? I'm not super dug into my opinion. That's why I was opening up, because I'm like, am I tweaking? Like I said, I know people disagree for sure. I know they disagree, but I just don't feel like it's as bad as everybody's making it seem. It looked like it was going to be a show. Dexio, what's good?
Hey, am I good?
You clear, but you're not loud. You got to get,
oh Jesus,
the
I
gain.
spent so much time setting this up.
Like, you're clear, it's just not loud.
Okay.
You either got to put the gain up or get closer to the mic.
Is that any better?
Wait, can I turn you up? Let me see if I could turn you up. Say something.
Hello?
Say something again.
Am I good?
That's better. I turned you up.
Okay. All right. Man, I spent so much time trying to get the output right. But yeah, I wanted to kind of disagree a little bit, because you were saying that she was under the intention of she was trying to be funny within the whole thing. I don't really think that that's the case. I think that she put it under the guise of being funny after it all caught up to her, just so that way it didn't look nowhere near as bad than it actually was. So I think she was actually legitimately talking about what she was really doing and just being straight up about it. And then after people started calling her out on it, it's, oh well, no, it's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke. And I think that that's how it went. Because if it was all jokes and it was all fun and games and all that stuff, man, I don't think Akash could have acted the way that he did about it.
So okay, so the reason I think I believe her is because do you believe that she would like? I think I lost my train of thought. So do you think that she would like lie to him about being a virgin? Like, do you think she would lie about being a virgin, but then go on a podcast that he could hear and be like, "Yeah, I was having sex in college with all these guys, and you know, my husband, I told him he was a virgin. I was a virgin, but you know, I'm on here on a podcast talking about having sex with men in college and hooking up with guys on Bumble and flirting with my masseuse, all that stuff." You think she would lie about being a virgin to her husband and then out herself on a podcast?
I think that, let me see if I can word this correctly. I think that she was a quote unquote virgin in the traditional sense.
Oh,
but
I know exactly what you mean by that.
She was going the Mormon route on getting around it.
Yeah, we in the general chat. The fire track guy. I don't know if you in the Discord, but the general chat is open.
But yeah,
I get what you say. The Mormon route. I know
was.
exactly what you mean. They backdoor only.
Yeah. What's it called? They call it like what? Like the poop hole loophole, something like that.
I never heard that, but that's funny.
I think that that's what it's called. But in all reality, I think that that's what it is because she had a story about that too. How she went on a date with a dude and then woke up and
she
her
was
butt
sore.
was hurting.
Did you watch the Flagrant episode?
I watched part of it. I
Okay.
mainly caught the gist of it from Abba and Preach's like whole get down about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. I don't know.
She elaborated on that story. She basically she said if it was more serious than what she said, she would treat it as such. But she said she said when she got with that guy, he was just trying her and she wasn't letting him. And she said she thinks she was just sore because he kept like putting his fingers in her trying to, but she was sore. But she said she don't feel like it was more than him just trying and them falling asleep. Not like he did something to her while she was asleep.
That just seems way more crazy. That seems way more crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if it's more. I don't know if it's more crazy than if he actually violated her full on.
Yeah, I get what you mean by that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that she wanted to claim it being as a joke, kind of after Akaash started getting the backlash, because I guarantee that once he started getting dunked on for all of this, they probably had to sit there and have a serious conversation, and then she had to sit there and try to move around things to be able to try to lighten the load on him.
Yeah, what I do agree with is that this is damage control. I do believe that they're trying to, put out the flames of the mess that she made. I agree with that. What I don't agree with is people thinking that she's just a liar. The only thing I think they're lying about is her getting with him while he was broke. I don't believe that because
100%.
That's what I don't agree with, and that's where they're trying to. That's where Akaash is trying to paint the picture like she's not a gold digger. She got with me when I was broke. That I don't believe that. I think he had money and she knew that, but I don't think she lied about like being a virgin or having, just being a thought in college and stuff like that. I think that was just jokes that just did not land at all.
Yeah, I believe those jokes are half truths in my opinion. Yeah, but when it comes to the whole him being broke beforehand, like you're married, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been married. I'm married too. I've been married for a while. and this is kind of where it kind of throws me off, is that I married my wife and we were straight up dead broke, no money, no nothing. And everything went like that. And I don't honestly believe that if I came into money, that she would sit there and do the things that this girl's doing to Akaash. Because now that he's got some money, she's sitting there stealing closets from the man, reorganizing all this stuff and doing all that. I don't think any woman that went through the struggle with a dude would want to sit there and do something to somebody like that. I honestly don't think that would be what it is. I think if they both went through a struggle together where they were both down and out and broke, and then once they got some money, they would both end up being more conservative about how they spend their money.
Well,
which I think Akaash does.
They touched on that in the podcast. They touched on that. Because you're right. They did touch on that topic. They did touch on that.
Yeah, and that's why I think that things are a little bit messy when he made that whole comment during, I think it was one of his stand-up sets where he was sitting there talking about them being broke. And I think that that's where everything didn't kind of add up because, well, you had to have had money before that because there's no way that she would get used to a lifestyle like that unless you were already feeding it to her from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to sit there and be that comfortable about just ripping money from you like that unless you already had money to begin with when you jumped into the relationship.
Defia, what's up? Yeah. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Do you hear like an echo or anything? Because I have it on speaker.
No, you good.
Okay, awesome. He actually did have money. He was already doing pretty well when she went to one of his shows, and that's how she met him.
Yeah, that I don't. You might have came in after I had acknowledged that. I had showed the clip where pretty much I went pre-show like that. He was like, "Yeah, I was making low six figures," and it's like, all right, bro, you wasn't broke. Why had you say
I'm
you
trying to
broke?
get to six figures?
Yeah, like niggas, we good after that, So I think that was the cleanup part. I think that's the cleanup to make her not look like a gold digger because he's already been on record saying he was making low six figures in 2017, I think it was, and then he told that story like I was broke. I had $4,000 in 2018. It's like, really? Like, that don't make sense to me.
I kind of want to talk about what they didn't address on the pod though, because there was a point where he tells that story in the stand-up, the leaked audio that came out that, he ended up, or they ended up breaking up for a little bit when, things were rough and then getting back together. But they don't mention that she went all the way to India, and she had a job. Like, she could have held it down for a little bit, like a little bit.
Wait, are you talking about in the Flagrant episode?
Oh, yeah, they didn't mention that.
So how you know she went to India?
Because I've been keeping up with this way too closely.
Yeah, I don't know that. Because I did listen to it, but you're right. I don't recall that being mentioned.
They took a break and they mentioned the break, but when Akaash tells the story about the break, he just says like, I got my shit together and I got my woman back. But he doesn't mention that she had a job the whole time and then she moved all the way back to India while he was getting his money back up. So it's very weird. Like everything about it is weird.
That's crazy.
It does, right?
So wait.
I'm not a fan of her. I'm Team Akaash all day.
Oh, you Team Akaash? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what she's saying is true, right? Because there have been two sit-downs, two interviews in which they go through this. Yeah, she took off to get till he got his stuff together.
So the break was her going to India? That was that time?
Yes. They broke up and she left. Like, she literally said, I left while he was getting his stuff together and went to India. And then she was like, he has to come get me and come get me back. And he came back and co-signed that, said, yeah, I had to go over and get my woman, but he doesn't say where he went.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, I think he's trying to clean up the gold digger allegations. I think that she's a 8 out of 10. 8 times out of 10, she's a gold digger, like straight up.
Wait, no. She's a 10 out of wait, 1 second. She's a 10 out of 10 gold digger. I don't know where you got this. Because literally what happened, right? She like he had to buy her like all these different bags. Like every month he has to buy her something new.
Okay.
if
Yeah,
he if
even when they didn't have a
it's like
lot of
sex.
money, I'm doing air quotes right now. She talked about how, oh, he would get me little stuff like Jordans and Crocs and whatever. That's like even my boyfriends wasn't buying
Jordans
me
is
stuff
not
for no
little
reason
stuff
like
to
that.
most of us.
Yeah. She's like,
Yeah,
even
and
though he
like
couldn't
he's
do
buying her
much, at least he got me, like exclusive A1. Like,
We
no.
still
bags
went
and
to
stuff.
Lululemon,
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And then so like okay,
And
so
that's
let
stores
me
I can't even pronounce.
let me go through the thing you were talking about before when she's like not a virgin, right, and stuff like this, right? Literally, she uses hookup culture 2 times and like in 2 separate interviews. Like, well, in the same flagrant interview, she uses hookup to mean something completely different than what she used it originally. And then she's used hookup before, right? In the context of like sex, actually, like I'm hooking up, because how she did it was like, well, it's not really to hook up, but then she talks about how like hookup and in another, like in the same sentence or the same area, she's talking about hookup and then making out as if they're 2 separate things. So if you
Yeah,
say like if me and you were talking and I'm saying like, yo, I didn't hook up with that
She was
girl, man,
equivocating,
we just
yeah.
kind of made out. Like, then obviously you know what that is, right? Like, I mean, hook up in that sense and not make out. Whereas when she was saying, she was like, well, I didn't really hook up with this person. We just kind of made out. So there's a separation between the 2 words.
Is that what she said?
I mean, she uses it interchangeably, so she uses it for sex and for making out, which makes it very
Okay, yeah, you
unclear
can't
and
do that.
confusing.
If you're
for
gonna
us.
say if you're hooking up does not mean sex, you can't exchange it for sex. Like
Yeah,
that's confusing.
for me personally, hooking up was just making out. I wasn't fucking niggas like that.
Really?
When I was
See,
fucking, but I used
that's
that.
what I know that there's certain people that do actually use hookup as not necessarily sex, I should say. But I know most time when people around me, if you say hook up, it usually you can assume sex. So
Yeah,
No,
that's
if
what
we
I was
were
about to say.
having
Every
sex,
time I've
we were
heard that,
making
that's what
love.
it meant.
No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, watch the literally watch the flagrant interview. She uses hookup and making out in separate instances, and then she does it before. But my instance, I understand like some people can use them interchangeably and stuff like this. I understand that. But once you lock into me, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit different. Like once you lock it in, like you know what hookup means, but then you keep saying it in there, and then when it comes down to it, you want to now be it was ambiguous. I didn't mean it this way. Nah, bruh. Stop playing in my face.
let me read this super chat. The Trib, shout out to the Trib for the $10 super chat. Yeah, there's responsibility for the women here, but if you're spending your check on OF, I'm blaming you and not the OF worker. Akaash is a big L for this. Jasleen messy, but Akaash at fault. I do think he enables her. I do agree.
Oh, 100%.
I think he enables her for sure.
Oh,
I think they need to stay together because at this point they both dubs.
Wait,
Well,
you
I
think
mean,
they need to stay?
that man's in
you
tens
know,
of
but
thousands
you know
of
what? I'm
dollars
not gonna.
net
I
worth.
seen Tron say that it's a pity party. I think, like in an ideal world, I do think that Akaash should be with somebody else.
Me too.
I think he deserves better than how she is. This is just my opinion.
But not now. Not
Not now.
after the
Yeah, he
whole
can't do it
internet
now.
tried
He
to
can't do it
say,
now.
No.
You still double down.
I
If
absolutely.
He
Hold
can't
on,
do it
wait.
now.
No, he does
still
need, because
got
like he's been going through mental and emotional abuse, right? To the point where your girl literally says the worst day of her life. Not in one interview, in multiple interviews. The fact is that she came into multiple interviews and said the worst day of her life is my birthday. Your significant other's birthday is like
Wait, she didn't say the worst day of her life.
Yes,
she did.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
Wait, dead ass?
She did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought she
would
just
get
said I
upset when
hate
she
his
was talking about-
birthday because I got to be.
No.
No,
Bruh,
she
there's
was
two
talking about being
interviews
nice
where
and
she
getting him
says the
gifts and
worst
stuff
day
like
of my
that.
life is his birthday.
So part of me, okay, I'm not trying to cape for Jasleen. I'm just trying to like not just be biased and just always shit on her. I think she's wrong as fuck. To me, that was just another poor attempt at comedy. Like, but at the same time,
Okay.
Well,
I will give you that. I will give you
your
that.
mindset as a woman
real quick.
shouldn't be like she is
wait.
literally like she does give off like I want to
Wait.
be a trad wife that's not trad. Like it.
No,
That's
hold on,
the
real
vibe
quick.
she gives.
I would give you that. I would give you that if somebody didn't try to like help her clean this up, right? And like be like hee hee caca about it. where she comes up and is like, yo, what's the reason or whatever. She just hates the fact that this is the one day out of the year where she just cannot be selfish. Is that
Yeah,
that was her cleanup?
Yeah, but didn't Akaash vouch for that though? Didn't he say that
Yeah,
that's
he did
that was
vouch
the
for
same
it.
thing too? He vouched for what she said. He said, yeah, that's true. She's so upset that
Yeah,
she's got
but
to be
she
nice
kind of
to
had to
me.
coax him into that. He didn't agree off the bat.
So yeah, that does give off the impression that on a day to day, like she gets to be a piece of shit and he gets to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that does give that vibe.
And then the one day I just need you just to like, this is for me. Like, not only that, I'm just thinking about it in this way. Like, right. Like, this is the day I show up on this earth so that me and you can meet. Right. And then like we can get together and you can live this best life that you're talking about.
like,
and you
it's
can't
so
for
funny.
one freaking 24-hour period.
That
Let me be
framing
me.
is hilarious. That's yo, this is the day I was put on this earth to be with you. You feel like that's like that you say in a courtroom.
That's
like
gaslighting shit.
yeah, that's gaslighty as fuck. Like, do you not realize this is the day I was here to be with you? Like, what the fuck? Like,
this should be your favorite day.
I'm just saying, if it wasn't for this day, right? If it wasn't for my parents meeting, my parents doing what they did, and then I show up on this day, like we probably never would have met. I'm just saying, like
you wouldn't have these bags.
I'm finna do a poll
Yeah,
because I see a lot of discrepancy in the chat. Does hookup mean make out or sex?
It means, bro. And then hold on, wait. So wait, I want y'all to understand. Real quick. I need everybody. I know some of y'all don't want to do it, but just go on your computer on Google, right, and type in poppin' pussy, right? They literally had to go to like the third link on
It was what's
Urban
it called?
Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary, yeah.
Yeah, the third
I'm not
link.
gonna
Like
lie,
they
I
literally
did that
skipped
to
the
her
first
too.
two links. The first two links, and that actually say what it like everybody understands what it means, and she knows what it means because she talked about all the songs she used to listen to because she listened to all these rap songs and everything. She knows what it means.
She said she possibly.
Yeah,
Now
but
you
was
now
it?
I
see
thought she
again.
meant
I don't
dancing
know the
too, because
culture on the
everybody
east.
pop your pussy like this, like it's dancing.
Yeah,
I didn't take that,
the
though.
fire. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know what the East Coast be on or nothing like that. But I don't even know where Akaash is from actually. But
I thought it
is he
was.
from the East
Yeah,
Coast?
yeah, he's from.
Okay,
I'm from
so-
New York too. Yeah, we're all in New York.
Okay, so yeah, so
Well, I'm in LA now, but
over in the Midwest,
Go ahead,
like
sorry.
if you talking about dancing, you not saying pop your pussy. You said like
Hell
okay,
no.
wait. Okay, wait. This is the distinction. In common parlance, when you want to talk about dancing, you like shaking ass. That's usually what you're
Yes,
talking about.
100%.
Yes.
Popping pussy usually refers to like strippers. Like
Yes,
That- yes.
that's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, and so
I mean, it's
that's
just
what I'm talking about.
working.
You literally had to go down like three to find like this what was it, PG version of what popping pussy was. No, bruh. I'm not saying that you were having sex, but like it was a whole lot worse than what you tried to like paint it up to be. Like you're
That was like
dressing this pig up, and it's literally a fucking hog right here.
That was
Yeah,
like
but
a
they
colloquial term for
strategically
like
went to
lap
that
dances.
definition to show that there is not only one definition for it. Because I'm one of the people that thought she was just dancing. Then she expands and she talks about the roster, and then I'm like, ooh, we took a turn there.
Oh yeah,
That
hold
should've
on. I
been
didn't even get on.
Yeah,
I didn't even.
she had
I really
way
wanted to
too
bring the
many-
roster stuff up too.
Yeah, she
like, are we
definitely
all
had
gonna sit over
way
here
too
and act
many-
like roster means
She
two
had-
people?
Yeah, she had way
Yeah,
too
no,
many
that's-
alternative meanings that most people understand. That's true. The roster
Yeah.
stuff blew me.
Yeah.
The roster blew me because I'm like,
But it
shorty,
was very clear to me that she was insecure. And that's why she kept giving like weird meanings. And she kept saying, like, if that makes any sense, does that make sense? No, bitch, you know it don't make sense. And that's why you asking
that's why
me.
you're asking. But that's part of the reason why I kind of believe her because it's. I just don't see her lying about being a virgin and marrying a man and then outing herself on a podcast. That just don't make sense to me. You get what I'm saying? Like that just does
yeah,
not make
I
sense to me.
absolutely.
So
I
I do see the innocent girl using terminology loosely, not really understanding what she's saying and putting it on the internet and getting blasted for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
Okay,
she,
real quick.
I think she wrote a fine line as far as what it means. I think she's right there on the edge of what a virgin is. I think that's what.
By the
it
way,
is.
so I can't keep giving her that because she keeps falling off this fine line. She keeps like literally
Every
tripping on this
time.
fine line every time. So I agree with y'all. Like you can see this, but here's the thing that I'm thinking that she's probably have in her mind. Like she's like when I ask
True
somebody if
trib.
like they're a virgin, right, and they say yes, and then you go and you find out that no, they actually weren't. Like in our definition in our mind, virgin as in like you've never had sex whatsoever. I guarantee you, like if we find deeper, she's talking about, well, I was a born again virgin. That's what she meant. She
Oh,
would go
no.
up there and say that.
Mm.
I'm telling you, just I was
Ain't
born
nobody
again.
want to hear that.
The
Ain't
thing is,
nobody want to
what
hear
I
that.
really do feel, I feel like Akash was more of a virgin. Like if it's a spectrum, if that's what we're doing here,
Yeah. Yeah,
then I feel like
I could believe
Akaash
that.
is
I could
more of a
believe
virgin
that.
than her.
And
And
so
also,
Like
real quick.
he was less experienced than her.
yeah, because
So
if
real
you
quick,
see his face
logic.
during that flagrant interview, he actually says, "Really, you don't clean the house?" He didn't even know she hires maids.
Yeah, no, that
There was a
was
lot
weird.
that man don't know.
That was weird. That
Logic.
was weird.
Logic. So the crazy thing is too, right? So I want you to understand this. Like, this is the reason why I don't think she's a virgin in the sense that what we're talking about, she's a virgin, right? To the point where you're talking about this dude ate you out after your period, and then literally like that, like, wait, bro, you telling me
that
right
did
now
sound like
that
a virgin story. That
that's
sounds
not
like
a virgin
somebody who
story.
never
She
had
said that.
sex.
Yeah, she actually talked about this multiple times. This dude ate her out, right? And then like she was like,
And
if
poke
you have a
down.
guy that's like that doesn't like having like being with you or being physical with you while you're on your period, you need to leave him. And then she brought up this story where like this dude was eating her out, and then like she got like a spotting or whatever they call it. And then he looked at her with this. I'm like, come on,
Whatever they
that
call it.
close where I'm eating you out. I know I've done something with you prior to this. What are we talking
Oh
about?
yeah. Oh yeah.
That to me that gave a virgin vibe. I don't know. It's just
Well, they
just-
didn't mention that at all on flagrant.
I don't know.
Yeah, that
They
wasn't
didn't
on
talk about that
flagrant. I
one.
forgot. I think that was just a TikTok people pulled up or something. It wasn't on that specifically was not in the flagrant joint.
It should have been.
How
Yeah,
many virgins
yeah.
you know doing oral like that, and then on top of that, she's willing to
Well-
do it while she's on her period? If she was that much of a
Well,
virgin, she would be way more scared to do that type of stuff when she's bleeding.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe her. I don't believe the story. I think that story's made up completely. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm
That's
saying
what
that I
I'm
don't.
thinking,
Yeah,
too.
I don't think that story's real at all. I think she was trying to be funny and thinking she had a joke. Let's not forget, y'all. This woman is relatively young, so like she's. That's why I do
32.
believe the whole like I was trying to be edgy and comedic like my husband, but don't understand comedy thing. Like I really do believe that a lot of this happened because she thought she could get away with trying to be
Here,
quote unquote
I'm
funny.
Here, hold on.
Yo,
There ain't no way
I
you
don't-
live
good.
you
I
live
don't
in
know
a
what-
house with a well-known comedian and you can't figure out the punchline. That don't
Well,
make no
she
sense
was
to
also
me.
in the house with a comedian and didn't know she hired freaking maids. So I don't know what they got going on.
Yeah.
There's a
Like,
lot
but
of
a-
secrets
but a
in that
maid-
household.
Wait,
But a maid
real
and
quick,
being funny are two
real quick.
different things.
you're right, but
By the way,
he's married to her.
I don't know what part of like I don't understand like how any of this can be funny. I don't know like any punchline that can come from this where you're sitting over here talking about getting ate out and then you bleeding on this dude's face and then he looks
Yeah,
up with,
100%.
at you with disgust. I don't understand what would be the punchline that would make that funny. There is
Making
none.
people like you freak out. That's the punchline. Is making people
would-
like you freak out.
Yeah,
I'm not
the
freaking
incel
out. How am
virgin
I
crowd.
freaking out?
No, he's just
No,
saying
you
like
just
it'll
did.
get people going.
I didn't
It's
freak out.
provocative.
Yeah.
It gets the people
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
oh my goodness.
and it calls directly into this whole like virginal everybody who wore purity ring and the Christian crowd, the red pill, the fucking manosphere, the you name it. It just plays right into all this. Like, yeah, I was doing something dirty. Oh, and I bled.
I was bleeding.
Yeah,
Hey, can I say something about
exactly.
the terminology real quick? Can
What happened?
I say something about the terminology real quick?
I'm sorry.
So I'm shooting.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm shooting her a little bill here. I was in the military for 20 years.
Mm.
I've been around plenty of suburban kids that joined the Air Force. I've heard them say they hooked up with a chick, meaning that they made out, and if they said they went all the way, that means they had sex.
Mm.
So
Oh, we went all the way.
yeah. So I've
But-
experienced that for like 20 years.
I agree
Can I
with
ask
you.
though?
Go ahead, Aaron.
Sorry, go ahead. No. It was. Is this not terminology, colloquial terminology issues to the max in this situation? Because, like, if I was to say I hooked up with some chick, yeah, I just hooked up with some chick, but it also mean that I banged her in the back of the truck. It doesn't mean any specific. There's a connotation to it, but it's not all. You know what I mean? You know,
you're
it depends
right.
on the
That's why
I have
Terrence.
never used
That's why
hookup
Terrence.
for
That's why
someone I
Terrence
had
just had to
contact.
clarify it because I agree with that. And also, but the Terrence, the thing that's just slightly why I'm kind of like on the fence a little bit is because of y'all age difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you're older than she is. We're in totally different generations. So like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much that plays into it. Maybe it's an area thing. Maybe it's where you are in the country or the world. It could be different. But I accept that people use it differently.
It's not that logic. It's context. Like depending on how you phrase it, it changes the context of it. Like the pop and the pussy shit. Like for me, if a chick's saying I'm gonna go to a club and pop some pussy, that means she's gonna dance.
Dance. Yes, you're
If
right.
she says I'm gonna go to this guy's house and pop some pussy, that means she's gonna have sex. Like it's
I
just
don't
the
know.
context of it.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
Wait, hold
that's
on.
all it is.
Wait,
It's true.
hold on.
Yeah, you say that about being on La Cienega Boulevard. It means a whole other thing.
La Cienega, but this ain't the Proud Family. No, let me stop. Like,
Sorry.
I'm not from California. La Cienega Boulevard is a character to me.
I don't know. It could
It's
be
a blade.
Damn,
It's a
that's where my
blade.
Whole Foods is.
a whole thing like that. But as far as what I was aware, we used like me. I mean, I'm 33. So,
Okay.
but we always used like when we were younger, we always used the term hooking up as a colloquial term to be able to talk about getting it with girls without your parents hearing it.
What
You
kind
know,
of
you
what
can sit
part of
there-
the country? What part of the country you in?
I'm in Florida.
Okay. See, yeah, I think it seems like the Midwest just has so much different terminology than the rest of the damn world. Like,
Yeah.
We use, that
we
as a
use
term
so
to be
many
able to,
words differently than everybody else. We're like always that. Like we don't say soda, we say pop. Like a lot of
Yeah.
shit just is
Oh, yeah,
different
I
in the
love that.
Midwest than everybody else. Like hooking up to me always meant having sex, and then when I heard it, it could mean not having sex. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but
'cause
like
if
that's
you
what I'm saying.
weren't,
Like
you would
we're
always
not
just
we're
say
not going
we
to sit
made
over here
out.
and act like she doesn't know the term hookup culture. Everybody knows what when they say hookup culture, what that means.
Yeah, that too.
And then in her mind, she meant make out. I'm like, what? You know what
Yeah,
hookup
it
culture is?
just-
Don't do
yeah,
that. You
that-
using this word for a reason. But I agree that it could be ambiguous. But I again, like I said, she uses these
Shrek
ambiguous
guy.
terms, and then when people call her out on it, she runs to the safe. It's basically the Mott and Bailey. She sits over here in like this big ass fucking Mott, like out in the open, just keeping it as ambiguous as possible. But then when you challenge her, she runs up to the fort and just try to like, no, that's not what I meant.
I
I
think she
can't
made
keep
it
doing that.
ambiguous as a smokescreen, 100%.
I mean, ultimately, I do feel like she is very immature, regardless, and
That's true.
and the way she carries herself, the way she even tried to defend herself, it was to the point where Andrew Schultz got upset. Like, "Yo, we trying to help you. Like, you're not making it any better." He said that multiple times.
Yeah, she
And,
she was fucking up more than once. Like she was not helping, and it's like Andrew couldn't help but call it out.
But the thing
Yeah.
is she's not that.
And I do
she's
think
not
that.
young though,
Oh, go ahead.
right?
No,
Uh, they're,
Andrew
they're
wasn't
9
trying
years
to help.
apart.
Yeah,
And
and
Andrew
I
wasn't
agree with that.
trying to
Andrew
help.
was not trying to help.
He
He
wasn't
literally
trying to help.
buried.
I think he
buried
was
his
trying to
friend on
help
that one.
her.
Andrew,
No,
yeah,
because you don't
Andrew
help your
doesn't like
friend
her
by
from the
going
jump.
on the
No, hold on, wait.
internet and
Like
having
he
No,
these
literally
that was a bad
embarrassed
type of
Akash.
thing. Like nah,
He
you don't
embarrassed Akash
do this.
I
talking
don't care
about
what
how
Andrew's intent was,
who's going to
but
be
it was a
getting.
bad idea. And I
Yeah,
think the only person on that whole panel who knew it was a bad idea was Akaash, and I felt so bad for him.
Yeah,
yeah.
but wasn't
Because think
didn't
about
Schultz
there was that
already?
one question where he was talking about how who was going to have sex with who during the orgy. When he was
Yeah.
saying like, nah, bro, you're not even gonna get with any of the girls. You're gonna have sex with your friend with a 10-inch dick. What?
Jesus.
Wow.
Like
I
which
mean,
one of
so
y'all
when
two
did
is
we
gonna be
get
doing the
so?
other? Like, wait, what? Bruh, like, nah, bro, you
When
gotta
did
get
we
up
get
now.
so surprised? When did we get so surprised about rich people doing freaky shit in their personal life and having
But
swinging
it,
relationships? This is like
but
the oldest
that's not
trope
the
in the world.
point.
It's page 6. But
I
it
don't think that
is. It
that's
is.
what it is.
And it's PR. And it's PR for them because what it's done is brought
Hold
more attention. I didn't know who this fucker was till 3 days ago. And now
on,
I
wait, no,
know
hold on, wait,
both his
hold on,
wife's
wait.
sex life and his.
The issue is like people wouldn't care. People don't care about what these people do, right? Until you present yourself in the front, like, oh, I'm this traditional person. This is how your relationship should be. And then we come to find out. Same thing with Andrew Wilson
Yeah.
and what was it?
Mm,
Will Smith and the rest.
yes.
Like if you present yourself like my relationship is this holier than thou thing, and you're trying to dictate and tell me how mine should be, but then we look in your trash and it's like, what the is this? I'm gonna call you out on
Yeah,
it.
but absolutely. But can I
He
point out
still was
something
right
that's
against
just seems
Myron. I don't care. He was still right.
Oh yeah, but the thing is that if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna dunk on somebody like that and you're gonna preach the way that he did, he's gotta back it up too. And the thing
Yeah.
is that if you're gonna sit there and live that type of lifestyle, nobody's gonna care as long as you're honest about it. But the way they're
Yeah, but
trying
why
to
are we?
hide it is what makes it all show up the way that it does, and it doesn't look right.
Well, I
But can
genuinely
somebody
feel like
explain to
Akash
me,
didn't know he was
please?
living that type of life. Like he's
Yeah,
just
I mean, like
finding
that,
everything out right now.
Bro,
right?
hold on,
And
wait.
somebody has to
Hold on, wait.
explain to me.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that he's been he's been showing like he's been having a good marriage, he's been having a good life, and all of a sudden now all this stuff's coming out into the light and showing that everything that he's been saying all this time hasn't been matching up to the way that he's been living. So
I'm
if
like I
he
said, like I
was
said,
talking
has
about
he
it from the
acted?
he's been
jump,
going
Well,
on
he
podcasts.
just said he's
He's been
happily
going on
married.
podcasts,
That can mean
presenting
anything.
himself as this thing,
well, no,
and then I agree that he could have, I guess, been so busy that he was blinded about the lifestyle he was living. Fine, I will accept that. But literally, the moment your girl comes up there and they like, because there's been multiple podcasts in which she's done this. Moment that is presented, I don't know, maybe the 10th one. Like you should be able to peep that, unless you're like so oblivious that you just could. You don't care. Like, no, bro. Like, literally, like that's not my image. You're ending it up. Like, I'm getting the bag. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, that's what I
but
said
there's
too.
I'm
there's
Like,
just
also
he's
shorts
the face.
where
He's the
he would be
face of
doing.
y'all relationship. You can't be embarrassing this man as your debut. Like, what the fuck?
Oh
Like,
yeah, 100%.
yeah,
But the
that is
thing is,
wild.
though, is there shorts of
I,
him though, of him like being on FaceTime with his wife in the middle of a set, and then sitting there talking about how good she is and this and that, and she's this and hyping her up so much, and now she gets this podcast, and then everything starts coming out, and it doesn't really seem to add up with the way that he spoke about it, even during his sets and stand up and everything else. It doesn't
I don't
seem
know
to
enough about
equate
his
one to
stand up.
one. So it's just the unbalance. It's completely unbalanced with the way that he talked about it versus the reality of what it is, and I think that's why everything's crashing down on him. If everything was just out in the open and it was honest, I think that none of this, it would be a nothing burger at this point. If it's like, okay, well, we expect this, but everybody's like, what, you're doing this? This is what this is, and then that's why all this is happening.
Yeah, but why
So
are we
this is
surprised? And this is my question. Hold on a
this
second. But why are we surprised when these unreasonable expectations that are so built up that were washed away in the 1950s because they didn't work? Why are we
Because
surprised when these proselytizers of that bullshit we can find out that they're not doing the thing that they said
because
they're doing, or the
because
the life
Akash,
will.
Akash on
Real quick,
multiple
real quick.
occasions during
the
stand
I don't think
ups.
the
I don't
issue.
think people are being surprised about it, right? The issue is like what you said. Once people like right now, when you're apostatizing that stuff, right? We can't call you out because in our mind you're living what you're saying you're living. But the moment we find out that you're
Sure.
not, we're going to call you out and we're going to hound you and we're going to roast you for as
Yeah,
long
yeah.
as you've been sitting here apostatizing all this weird shit or like this unrealistic stuff. And I think that's what you should do. You should shame this person and be like, yo, you sat over here and gave me all of this advice and you knew it was wrong. You're not even living this lifestyle. So fuck you.
Yeah. I think you're just
And the,
missing a little on the point there is why are we surprised? Why are we? Because anybody, I mean, like we just look at the last 40 years, everybody who has tried to say that they are holier than thou, better than you, got the right thing going on, it turns out none of them do. None of them ever have. And
that
it's
might
it's the
be
I'm
ones
that
a
that
might
little
don't
be
confused
true.
proselytize.
though.
That might be
I'm a
true,
little
but
confused because
you
we're
guys
acting
are
like Akash did something against what he told everybody he did, and I don't feel he did. I feel like he was living his raps. He was doing everything that he said he was doing, but she was the one,
but
on some other, like, if anything, she's very red pill. She is
Yeah,
the
she is.
Republican,
But
like
she don't
she's
want to do
doing what she's
shit.
supposed to do. Yeah,
but
exactly.
he's had so many like stand up shorts that I've seen on like YouTube and on TikTok and stuff like that about him talking about how they have like a decent Indian wedding and they're this and they're that and they stick true to this and this, and
Yeah.
it just goes to show that he was saying he was making his bag off of a lifestyle that he wasn't living behind the scenes, and that's why
Well,
everything
Akash, all
was
he
just
does is
coming.
talk about being Indian in his stand up, and he does crowd
But
work. I'm a really
but
big fan
that
of
but
Flagrant. I've
that
been watching
but
the
that
pod
I'm
since
but
before.
that,
And what's his name? Alex Medio was on the camera.
Yeah.
yeah. But
But hold on, wait, but hold on, wait.
I
So
don't
you
think that
you,
that's
you
the issue.
yeah.
I think it's the problem with is that you're pushing a light that you're trying to portray, and then as soon
Yeah.
as the veil is opened, even just a little bit, it's going to show that you're not even close to living this way at all. And
But
So
I
I
think
think
he is.
Okay, what if I missed?
again.
Wait,
I
what?
So wait.
really
So
disagree.
Wait, what did
you
he
watch
say
Flagrant.
that his
You watch Flagrant.
marriage was
Right,
like?
Defia, you
Hold on,
watch
wait, one
Flagrant. I
second, one
don't
second.
know
Wait,
what
you
Akash
you
has
watch
done
Flagrant.
more.
So hold on, real quick. So you watch Flagrant, Daps. What like in all of those Flagrant like episodes, there have been several episodes when they talk about and which Akash has been a part of, and they talk about like the trad life, right? And like, no, this is how the woman should be, this is how the man should be, and he co-signs it. He sits over there and he participates and is in it as if he's living that lifestyle. Again, like I said, if like for instance, like if I'm in the podcast, right, and people start talking about I'm gay and I should like this is how you should meet a man and stuff like this. I'm quiet. I don't know how to do this. I'm shutting up. I'm not gay. I don't know. I have no part. No like investment in this conversation, so I'm quiet. Whereas like Akash has been sitting over here like repping this and like being a part of this conversation. If you're not living that lifestyle, and I find out you're not living that lifestyle, I think it's right for people to call him out. You've been sitting over here acting as if and being a part of this conversation, and you're not even participating, and you're not even doing it. You're not doing anything that you've been sitting over here promoting to these other kids. Again, I agree with the other guy where like a lot of us shouldn't be surprised, but we have to understand like these people right here are like, I won't say motivators, but like they get infected into these little kids' minds, and they're like, oh, since Adam is doing it or Andrew's doing it, Akash is doing it, well then I should be able to do it too. And then now they go out here in this unrealistic lifestyle and get f***ed over.
I don't recall those episodes exactly, but are you saying that he was for the trad life? Like he's saying that's the way it should be, like on some traditional stuff?
Yeah.
So then how is he not living that? He's buying her everything he wants, he makes the money, and she stays home.
True.
He's doing it. That's what I'm saying.
In the instance in which like, you know, like your wife is pure, like that this is the only person. My wife
See, no,
another
now
thing,
we're
like
talking
your
about
wife
her. I don't think
your-
she's doing it. I'm
okay.
specifically talking about him.
I think that's
I
where
don't-
he's coming from. I think that's what it is.
But he can't
Right.
control what you can never control what another person does, no matter who
and
that person is.
also saying you should do it doesn't mean someone is actually practicing it.
Yeah.
Like we also got to
Do as I say,
realize
not as I
like
do, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense either. That's like a 400-pound dude telling you that you need to work out every day. It doesn't make any sense.
But he
Yes,
can.
but
though.
it's
He
still
can say it though.
that live that
advice.
life.
Just because he doesn't live that life doesn't mean that it's incorrect.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it's
So-
a
so-
very
so
hot,
the-
Like
very
listen,
hollow
like
advice
Dexio, for
coming from
example,
somebody
I'm
that
not a
doesn't live that
vegan,
way.
but I would never tell
not,
somebody to
though.
not be a vegan. Like if somebody say I should go vegan, I'd be like,
Me
yeah, that's not
too.
bad. You know, I wouldn't. I'm
I
not
agree
vegan.
with you.
Vegan,
Hold
I
on,
love
if you're not vegan, you shouldn't do. But I'm like, if you're not vegan, you shouldn't tell somebody they shouldn't be, but you shouldn't promote it either. Like I don't know what it's like to be a vegan.
You can still promote it
you
if
can
it's
still
good
promote
for
it.
you.
The whole
If it's good for you, then you still should promote it.
People that smoke will
I
never
put
tell
vegan
somebody
on
else
the
to
pedestal
smoke.
'cause I
They will
can't do
always
it.
tell people not. People that smoke will always tell other people not to smoke cigarettes.
I'm smoking
Yeah,
right
exactly,
now, and
but
I
that's
tell my
because-
sons not to smoke. Like I'm literally at work smoking right now, and I would tell my sons,
Don't do
pick up
this.
a pack of
Yeah.
cigarettes. It's bad for you. Don't be like me.
Yeah.
It's good advice, even though I'm going against that advice.
But
And
that's
also
not the
another,
point. You've lived that life.
but-
though. That's why
but
your
is-
advice is more validated than somebody else just sitting there speaking to the wind about something that they're not even living. Because
but how's he
you've been
not
through it.
living it if he is doing those things? If he's providing for her, taking care of her, loving her, and she's at home and stuff, he's doing what should be done. He might have
But she's not doing the
externalities.
traditional wife role.
Yes, but he's doing that though. That's
Yeah,
the
but-
point. He
yeah, but the
is
whole-
doing
the
his
whole-
part.
Yeah, but the whole purpose of a marriage is it's never a 50-50 thing. It's 100-100. If she's not pulling up her end of
That's
the
not
deal,
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
it is.
true.
Yes, it is.
I think
Yes,
we're
it is.
I'm married.
speaking like
I'm married.
being-
It's
I've been
never
married
going to
for-
be 100-100.
I'm sorry.
It's never going to be 100-100.
I'm sorry. I missed it. What did Dexio say? I'm sorry.
I've been married for 13 years, and this is how it goes. I pull in the money, my wife takes care of the kids and takes care of the house.
Okay.
That's how that works. If she doesn't do her end, or if I don't do my end, something's gonna end up being off. It's
That's
never
not
a
100-100,
thing.
but
yes,
I'm not.
it is,
I'm
'cause
not.
I'm giving 100%
I'm
of my
going to go
time.
away from this conversation
Wait,
because
so
I've had
if-
this before. It's
So
not
if your wife were
100-100.
to
This is
acquire some sort of
no.
disability and can't take care of the kids no more, then what happens?
But then that's a whole nother thing. But if you can do your contribution, then it's a whole thing. If you're saying there and
But
saying that you can
everything
do
is
this,
going to be a whole nother thing because every individual is different, is what I'm saying, and nobody's responsible for
And
another individual.
that
Shout out to the Trib for the $10 super chat. If Akaash says she was a gold digging 304 and he knew that when they met and that she can talk about whoever as long as she comes home with him, would the outrage be where it is? I doubt it. Hold on. I got you, Trib.
no. But besides that, fuck, I lost my train of thought now because that shit.
My bad, bro. So I got a $10 super chat from Trib. He said, if Akaash says she was a gold digging 304 and he knew that when they met and that she can talk about whoever as long as she comes home with him, would the outrage be where it is? I doubt it.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, hold on, wait. So that's what I was about to say, right? So like, he's talking about. I understand that what he's doing is he's doing the trad life, right? He's doing his part for the trad life part of it, right? But then there's a piece of it, right? When they talk about vetting and how you're supposed to do that and make sure that the woman that you get with is this, I won't say pure thing, but as pure as possible, right? Well, again, that's what I'm saying. That's what sometimes in that flagrant podcast, what they talk about and stuff like this. Like these women have to do this and have to be, I don't want to say holier than thou, but like these angels and stuff like this. And now you coming up and you didn't even vet your girl enough to find out that this is stuff that she did in her lifestyle in the
Yeah, isn't
past.
that why?
What are you
Isn't that
talking
why he dunked on Myron for a lot of the stuff that he was saying during that podcast?
Well,
Didn't he
he
dunk on
was dunking
Fresh a
on him
bit?
for like the racism mainly,
And a
saying that he
misogyny.
Well,
doesn't date. Yeah,
there was still some relationship stuff in there. I don't remember the whole episode. I saw it, but it's been a minute since I actually rewatched it. But there was some stuff on relationships that he sat there and he got on to Fresh and Fit about.
He was just telling them
And
that those shit they say is bullshit. It wasn't like a I'm the exemplary relationship or anything like that. It was like y'all are just immature. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It wasn't
yeah. I think
like
people are piecing
yeah.
stuff together too.
Yeah, they're
Like
filling in
they're
gaps on their own. That's why I was saying,
right.
like, Akash wasn't ever like. That's why I asked Defia, like, do you know of a time where Akash was like, "Yes, my marriage is perfect, and you should follow me," because I don't know of him ever doing that. But
No,
Myron is
think he
taking
ever
advantage of the
preached that.
fact that Akash is pretty much what he speaks about. But Akash never was like, my relationship is what everybody should do, and I'm the exemplary form of marriage. It was just like, I'm married, but I think you guys are immature with your approach with male and female dynamics.
see, I don't think he's preaching about having a perfect marriage, but it was just how he portrayed it to be that way. That's where I think
I don't have
the
enough
congruence
information
is.
to know that. That's why I was like, Defia, did you know of
That's
any of him? Do you feel like he's because you watch Flagrant? Do you feel like he's contradicted himself with how he portrays his relationship to how it came out?
no, I don't think so. Because I feel like he just speaks his experience for the most part. It's never like advice.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
it's
I wasn't a Flagrant person. I watched him through his stand up, and
Mhm.
that was kind of the way he portrayed himself through his stand up.
Okay.
It might be different on the podcast,
So,
but as far as his stand up was concerned,
but
that's
that's
how it
how
kind of came
most
across.
people portray their relationships.
and
So
I
unless
was
you
just gonna say
actually
too,
more
bro,
know
cultural.
them,
Because
Dexio,
he
also
leans very heavy
podcast.
on the Indian stuff.
I was gonna say,
most people do this.
but not
That's
only
why
that.
I'm not.
My bad,
Go on,
Sean.
Logic.
Okay, I was gonna say my also you gotta keep in mind, people doing stand up most of the time are lying. Podcast, you probably get a more real version. I'm not saying everybody's 100% who they are, but a podcast, you're gonna get a more real version of who somebody is. Stand up comedy, they embellish to the point of lying usually. So
Yes.
But it's
if
not even
if you got somebody to do
comedians.
both, you should take what they do on their podcast probably more serious than the stand up.
I agree.
But it's not
to
even
a
just
certain extent.
comedians. It's everybody.
Well,
Like,
I just
even
meant
in
if
your
we have
normal
somebody that's
day-to-day,
actually a
like,
comedian with both. That's what I'm saying. Like we actually have somebody that's actually a stand-up comic, also having a podcast. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because the
I mean,
stand up is more performative. They practice sets. It's all written. It's writing. That's why I could never
But
be a stand up comedy person. Like everybody tells me to try stand up comedy because I write, but I'm like I don't write jokes. It's very different. Whereas a podcast is more conversational, and they do share more like personal experience and stuff from their actual perspective. I feel like.
and yeah, I get that, but my whole I'm trying to piece together the logic for it. It's that
He's right here.
the flagrant is what Daisy. That threw me off so much. But
Sorry.
the podcast is what daisy chained him into getting more views for his stand up. But then his stand up it shows a different lifestyle than what he's showing on the podcast. Because from what I've seen, there's a lot more people that are coming to go see his stand up because of Flagrant now, more than just
Yeah.
because they know who he is. It's because he's with Schultz and he's been doing all this and he's been on Rogan and he's been all over the place. So now people are seeing it on the YouTube side of things, where now they're coming and seeing him for that reason. But then what he's showing on his stand up doesn't really one to one add up to what he's saying on the podcast. So then that's where it becomes a little bit of a gray area where you know, if he was speaking to a completely different audience during stand-up, then I think that it would be a lot more embellished than what it is. But because his audience is so overlapped between stand-up and the podcast, I think that you have to be able to meld both of those together to where things don't sound off one way or the other. Because then that's where people can try and call you out for inconsistencies in how you say things.
That doesn't really mesh well because like
You
logic
can still
and
make a joke. You can still be
well,
funny about
yes,
it as long as you're
but the
not
jokes
sitting
are
there.
embellished though. Like the entire point of comedy is to be funny and embellish shit. So like when he's on the stage, he's embellishing shit for the comedic aspect. But when he's on the podcast, he's actually going a deeper dive into things. So I mean, like
he does what Jasmine tries to do on TikTok.
But during his stand-up,
exactly.
I've heard him more than once during his stand-up talk about how his marriage is so great and everything goes so well between the two of them, and they compromise and they this and they that without it being a joke. Because not every set that he does during stand-up is just joke after joke after joke. He does have some serious pieces that mesh in between his jokes. And there's been a few that I've seen about him talking candidly about his marriage, and it just doesn't seem to fit.
Shout out to
I would believe that
because like what they're saying, like this is a comedy show, and you're not expecting that every story that this. Even sometimes when they do get serious, you still.
Okay, so DL, you wasn't trying to. So DL, thank you for the y'all. Shout out to DL for the $2 super chat. She was getting 8 out during her period breaks. DL, I know you just got in. We did discuss that. Some people think that she's stupid for telling that story and she's lying about being a virgin. My personal opinion is that she was never she never experienced that. She was trying to be funny and she never actually had that experience, because that sounds like somebody that's never had sexual encounters would say. I do believe that she's actually a virgin and that she was just trying to tell a story that she thought girls would relate to but didn't know what the fuck she was talking about.
Niggas lie in public about their relationship.
But the thing is, though, is that
this isn't something like
people,
that's strange. Like,
wasn't he just getting?
I genuinely believe he felt like he had a really good relationship. I think that's why this whole thing is a mess right now, is because instead of saying, yeah, my wife likes nice things and I enjoy buying her nice things, I like how bougie she is. You know, I love this. No other dude could get to her because I know what she likes and I buy her everything she likes. Like, he should
that would have killed this whole thing.
He's going a
if
whole
he would
nother
have done
route.
that.
That's true.
Yeah, that would have killed this whole thing if he would have done that from the
Exactly.
jump. It would have killed it. But
he would have just been like, yeah, you guys are right.
It
And I
wouldn't
like
have.
that's why
It wouldn't have.
They went the denial route.
Because then the story would be is Akaash is a huge simp.
Okay, but hold on. The only people that would be doing that, would be the red pill community, and as we all know, that is dying. The issue was that right after this, all of this
but they
stuff
still
came
have
out.
the largest voices for the relationship.
Nah, man, this stuff is dying. Nobody's really listening to them too much. Like what actually happened, what actually blew this up even more was the fact that he literally comes up onto one of his sets. One, he like actually ends it short in one of his sets, and in another one, he actually goes off calling his wife a whore. Like multiple times. Everybody's like, yo, what is going on here? So you're hurt. You literally hurt.
Well, if that's true, then this lends to my conspiracy theory that all this is because they just are having trouble at home, and she's just lashing out, and Akaash is feeling it, and that's why they did the whole podcast to do the PR, but also probably do some marriage counseling on air. And that's why
God, I hope not. Please, God, no.
I haven't seen that whole episode, but I really hope that's
the only thing I can. That's the only way I can make this make sense.
Because if you're gonna sit there and hope that Andrew Schultz sits there and gives yourself like marriage help, you're out of luck. Because Schultz does not like that. Schultz does not like that woman.
Well, that's fine, but also Schultz is also married, and we don't know the conversations off air of what's going on.
Yeah.
Hold on,
So,
wait,
I
no,
think
hold on, but that's the crazy
Schultz
thing, right? Andrew Schultz is married, right? But you don't hear anything about his wife doing anything like this. And I guarantee if his wife had done something like this, it would not be blasted on his podcast like he kind of blasted them
I do.
on this
but
situation.
I think
but
there
the
is.
thing is though,
Go ahead, Dex.
I think when they interviewed Abba and Preach, he was sitting there talking about his wife and about the stuff that she does, and he was
Oh bad.
and he was but Schultz is very candid about his marriage, talking about like, I'm not gonna give her alimony. She ain't gonna get no child support from me. And if I'm paying you child support, then you ain't touching nobody because that it belongs to me until I stop paying you. I mean, he's very open about all of it. So I don't.
Well,
I
I'd be
think
hoping he's joking about all that stuff, but go ahead.
he says
you
that
should
stuff
watch
in
it because
joking manners,
he
though.
said it jokingly, but I think that there was a little bit of seriousness behind it because it was
Yeah.
funny the way he said it. He threw the Italian accent on the whole thing. It was
Ain't no
kind of
Hoochie
funny.
Mama video.
But I think Schultz is a lot more transparent about his marriage than Akaash was. So I think.
Oh
that
yeah, he got a
there's-
real boring chick. I think she's like a
Yeah.
chef or something, and yeah, he's
Yeah.
so egotistical that he
the
needs a woman to just kind of be his shadow. So I think their marriage is actually gonna work.
Yeah, and I don't think that his wife could really do anything at this point to be able to, besmirch his name. I don't think that there could be. I mean, unless she sat there and just basically was sitting there.
I really liked her.
Fucking the pool guy. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that there's really a level of things to where
He left. I
Schultz's wife
needed
could
to
really mess him up.
Dude that left. I was gonna ask him who he was in the chat, and he left. I don't know who he was in the chat. Okay, but anybody feel like they have any pressing issues or what? This was y'all. This was extremely fun. I'm finna do more call-ins. This was fun.
Oh yeah.
This was super fun. I'm a find excuses to make people call in more because this was super fun. I need to find reasons to have more conversation with the community because I thoroughly enjoyed this. Huh?
You ever want to get there and talk about the music industry like you were doing about that in that Sexy Red video that you did? Hey,
Yeah.
I'd be more than willing to jump in on that.
No,
I
for sure.
got so much to say about the music industry.
For sure. We can do that one day. We could do that. We chop it up since you in the Discord. I can find you. We can figure out a time and day to do that if you want to do that. Yeah, I just want to. I'm enjoying this, but I gotta get on to the rest of the stream, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get on, man.
All right.
I'm gonna hop out.
Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all just made this super fun.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for
I
having
appreciate
us.
you for
why
letting
she
me in.
Bye.
Y'all, look at the stream once y'all get out of here.
Oh no.
This fucking video is so trash. Oh God. Oh
Jesus
God.
Christ.
This video is so trash.
All right, later.
All right, y'all. This video is so trash. Y'all see this girl on the right? What is she doing? Yo, what is this? Yo, the plaid. Look at the girl in the plaid. Yo, look at Shorty in the plaid. It's a. Yo. Yo, I'm fucking crying, man. Oh my God. Wait, who had a Vegeta line? Oh, he got a Vegeta lineup. Hey, we're gonna do a stream where we just go back and look at 90s videos. I don't care if it don't get monetized. We just gonna laugh. Oh my God. This would be so fucking fun. Yo, this was so trash. I will get demonetized. We just gonna have a stream where we laugh at this. This is crazy. Bro, what? My stomach hurt. This is so trash. Yo, and these was them guys back then, bro. These was them guys, bro. This is pop that hey pop that was it, man. That's what this is. But the music video is so trash. This is like the apartments we was in college, bro. And I'm not hating but the this is so trash. Mexican Timberland is crazy. Oh, yo, we have to spend the stream looking at 90s videos. I don't care. Oh my God. What was they blocking out on the All-Star joint? Didn't it just say like West or East? What are they blocking out? Maybe it was sponsored by something. I don't know. This is so trash. And this was provocative back then, y'all. This was provocative. He do like a Temu Timberland. But this is what was provocative now back then. We came so far. All right, I need to get on track. Okay. The NBA logo, I guess, yeah, it probably could have been the NBA logo. Okay. Y'all, that legit hurt my stomach. Whew. He said this is just lean in college. He said they struggling to twerk, right? It looked painful for her. She like, I can't do it. Like yeah, we definitely came far. We definitely came far. Cause the choreo is lit now. The choreo is super lit now. I know this ain't no goddamn ad. Oh, I was finna say. They had some choreo in this, right? Was it other girls? Was it other girls? Wasn't it other girls in this video? God damn. I feel inappropriate looking at this shit. Let's wait a minute. I feel dirty as fuck. Okay. Let's get to what we supposed to be doing. Who? Hold on.
Shot well. He does this like weird.
Why I look like Destiny talking to Tucker Carlson, but I don't think this is Tucker. I can't see the face of the person he's talking. Oh, that's fucking Turkey Tom. The back of his head looked like it. Wait, how do you get that Sonic thing on your YouTube? It's a plugin I got from my browser. I use Opera GX, and it was a extension for Opera GX to get the Sonic thing. Sir. Yeah, I was like, this is like, yeah, damn. Okay. Firefox over Opera, that's got to be a troll. That's got to be a troll. I'm not on Twitch right now. My Twitch is just for gaming shit. Okay. So, switching gears. Hard left. So y'all know the last stream we covered Candace Owens. We covered Candace Owens last stream, and she thinks the French government's trying to kill her. And prior to that, she was talking about how she thinks that Charlie Kirk's assassination was also a fucking hit out on Charlie between Israel and TPUSA, I guess. You know, Israel always has to be the assailant in whatever she believes in. She has to implicate Israel. You know, Israel can be bad on their own, Candace. You feel me? So, she's been saying that TPUSA has played a part in Charlie Kirk's assassination. So the other day, I don't know who this man is in particular. Maybe he'll state his position, who he is, as far as being part of TPUSA. They responded. So we need to see what's going on with TP. And from this stemmed an exchange back and forth. This guy's name is Blake Neff. I guess he works with TPUSA or Charlie Kirk's show one of the two, probably both. And he responded to Candace's allegations. From there, they talked about having a podcast. So we're going to see how this exchange played out to date.
We wanted to use this segment at the top of this hour to say something important, something very important. For the past
so thank you, KP. He said Blake Neff is the producer for the Charlie Kirk Show. And he's responding to Candace and all of her idiocy.
2.5 months, there is a topic that has flooded our Freedom inbox. It has been nonstop on social media, but which we have almost totally avoided on this show. You probably already know what I'm talking about, which shows just how ubiquitous it has been. Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She has made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees. She has suggested that Michael McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff, knew Charlie would be murdered, was happy that he died, and stayed silent because he was told he would be the next Charlie. She has suggested Michael is not his real name. It is. I have seen his birth certificate myself. She has called it suspicious that Mikey's wife, who works at Turning Point, helped plan the campus tour event where Charlie was murdered, which she didn't, by the way. She doesn't work on campus events.
Even if he did, why would it be weird that somebody that Charlie Kirk works with planned the fucking the logistics of where he's at? That's not weird.
Candace has suggested the Utah Valley University event was unusual, and its details suggested a, quote, inside job. She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erica Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening. She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died. She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has spread absurd claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns. She has suggested that TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment, and Pastor Rob McCoy, are part of a military, quote, infiltration of Turning Point, either because they are veterans or because they have family members who are. Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone. She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth. She has made claims of financial impropriety and fraud at Turning Point, adding up into the millions of dollars, which, again, is not true. Charlie made sure the organization was audited by a third party every year. He personally reviewed and he signed off on every expense report, and literally every single bill paid by the organization down to a single United States dollar. We have never missed a 990 deadline. Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force planes flying out of Provo.
Yo, the maroon shirt shit was crazy. Candace legit went on her show like, I noticed that a lot of the men that were at Charlie's memorial were wearing maroon shirts. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on.
Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There is always something new coming up, and none of it ever pans out, because from the start, there has been nothing there. The attacks and allegations from Candace are either lies or they are innuendos thrown around with a total, reckless disregard for the truth, so that Candace can manipulate and string along an audience of people who don't realize they are being played. Instead of being able to grieve properly after one of the most heinous murders in American history, a murder many of us had to witness, my friends have had to endure harassment from people who have gotten whipped up by what Candace is saying. In fact, I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder. And just like a lot of those Antifa members, many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be. What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it. For months, we have received hundreds, thousands, I suspect, emails and calls asking us to respond. People have wanted us to invite Candace on the show. But for a long time, our approach was to say nothing. We did that for several reasons. First, we thought that her prevarications were so absurd that nobody would believe them. We shouldn't have to answer questions about secret tunnels or Egyptian Air Force planes. That sort of thing is just, it's beneath contempt to respond to. The second reason we've said so little, though, is because there's a good rule of thumb, which Charlie followed. Do not feed the trolls. Focus on the mission. Reviving America, uplifting young people, making heaven crowded. Don't give air to people who want to tear you down and sow discord. Lastly, we didn't respond because Charlie always viewed Candace as a friend, and we were holding out hope that she would return that friendship and stop what she was doing.
I gotta say this, Chris. Assassination isn't improper to use for Charlie. A lot of people keep saying, like, he wasn't assassinated, he was murdered. Assassination isn't about being revered or loved. And I think y'all just attach it to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and shit like that, and JFK. Assassinated means you were killed for political motivations, and you as an individual were a political activist or a politician. MLK wasn't a politician, just like Charlie Kirk wasn't, but they both advocated for political change. Charlie Kirk was technically assassinated. Like, we can't just be like, oh, because MLK was assassinated, Charlie Kirk was not assassinated. They both were trying to push political agendas. So you can't just say, no, it's not necessarily about a hit, necessarily. Assassinated just means you as a political activist, politician, you know what I'm saying? Like you're in the scope of politics, and somebody kills you for that reason. You get killed for that. That's an assassination. It's not like a hit out on somebody. It's just being killed as being somebody involved in politics, killed for you being in politics. That's all it is. It's not that you were doing something good, because good is subjective. You know what I'm saying? Good can be subjective. So you can't just be like, oh, you were trying to make things better. Well, people think Charlie was trying to make things better. You know what I'm saying? I know, because a lot of people associate assassinated with, like, you were killed for trying to, invoke positive change. But that's just, you could be the worst person on earth as a politician, and if you get killed for that reason, you were assassinated. So, just so y'all know, I'm not making this up. What qualifies as an assassination? The murder of a prominent public figure for political or ideological reasons, often carried out by a secret or sudden attack. The act typically involves a political motive, such as seizing power, toppling a regime, or drawing attention to a cause, and the victim is usually a head of state, leader, or celebrity. So Charlie Kirk easily falls into that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people been saying, like, no, he didn't get assassinated, he was murdered. He was assassinated. Like, that's the definition. It's just we don't like it because we associate it with people that did good from our perspective. So,
but a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder. Candace has not changed her behavior. She has continued to spread falsehoods about Charlie's friends, and she continues to concoct new ones about new people. She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country. And far too often, we here have heard from ordinary people, people who loved Charlie and who Charlie loved so much in return. These people have expressed the worry that we are staying
of murder.
silent out of cowardice or as some sort of task.
James, I don't honestly. It did say people of power, so I guess the CEO was technically assassination. I was thinking he wasn't a politician, he wasn't a celebrity. He was more of a business person, though, right? That's the difference. The CEO himself wasn't involved in politics. He was just a businessman. The person that killed him did it for political reasons. So it was maybe a political murder or political violence, but it wasn't assassination because the CEO himself wasn't a political figure. He didn't get killed for his political stance. He was just a representation of Luigi's ideology on the healthcare system. So that really, the CEO was not an assassination, technically.
Admission that some of the attacks are true. Neither is the case. Our silence has never been.
Yeah,
and
the Cambridge debate was embarrassing for Charlie.
Never be equal to complacency or approval. Still, we decided Charlie would not allow this to go on. Charlie was not a coward. Charlie was a fighter. Charlie would not allow someone to spread lies about the people closest to him with
I don't condone any of this Charlie glaze.
impunity, and he would feel ashamed if other people were stepping up to defend his friends while he never did so himself. Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation to Candace. It is about honoring Charlie. We feel a deep responsibility to protect his legacy, his work, and the truth. I feel that. I owe Charlie everything in my life. I feel it immensely. And that is why we feel compelled to speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Okay. So let's see. I believe I had it. Okay. No, that was totally different. Okay, what was this Candace response? I'm sorry if this is out of order. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Is this before that video? Okay. So Blake Neff, the same guy we just listened to. The live stream we announced on the show Wednesday has been set. At 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time on Monday, December 15th, a collection of Charlie's friends. Okay, we got it. A collection of Charlie friends will respond to the statements made by the real Candace Owens to set the record straight once and for all prior to the opening of America Fest. We'll be live streaming from Charlie's Phoenix studio. Our offer from yesterday holds. If Candace wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, she is welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of the day. So, damn, this got a lot of 3 million views. So, he put out the proposal to where TPUSA is going to address everything Candace has said. And they were saying that Candace is welcome to be there. And she responded to this by saying, kind of weird, you didn't email me. Kind of weird you didn't email or call me to ask about times or availability and chose to instead tweet this confirmation out at midnight. Why am I learning about this on X? December 15th does not work in person, and 2 p.m. PT is 2 p.m. Sorry. 2 p.m. PT is also literally the time I do my podcast live every day, which you knew. But we will happily cancel the daily podcast and we will join you guys virtually instead for the live stream on the 15th if that works on your end. Let's lock it in. Blake Neff then responds and says, yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to the allegations and accusations you made. We've decided that response will be delivered during a live stream on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. And I believe she responded. I think it was more back and forth to this, and I didn't get to save it. It has been decided by the public that the best response for this is for my team to live stream your live stream and provide commentary. That's annoying. Since you already picked our regular podcasting time, we look forward to providing live responses to your once and for all answers. I suspect yours will have a lot more viewers. That okay, so I'm glad that caught my eye. Sorry, y'all. So Richard Hanania, he's a Republican that's turned to never Trump. He supported Trump prior to everything that's going on, and he's been railing against Trump ever since he's seen more and more shit go on. And I respect Ryan for him not, being apologist for Trump and MAGA. And him saying, I suspect yours will have a lot more viewers. Now, Candace is trying to say, yes, this is when I normally do my show, so this is inconvenient, right? Candace Owens has probably made the most money she's ever made in her career right now. I don't know that for a fact. I'm guessing just because of the trajectory of where her career has been at this point and the attention she's gotten since, hell, the Brigitte shit and Charlie Kirk. She is getting views. This man, she's been talking about TPUSA. They say, hey, we're doing this on this date. Come out. She says, this is when I record, so this is inconvenient, but I'll cancel and be there. Why can't you just be there, Candace? You're not struggling to pay for flights. You're not running out of money. You said you would cancel your show. Why are you now turning around and saying, I'm going to live stream your live stream and I'll do it at home? Y'all think that's an accident? Like, Candace, if it was never clear that this is about her trying to make some money, like, she literally is like, they said, hey, Candace, come to our live event on the 15th. Oh, I normally record, but I'll cancel and be there. Well, we're here. No, I'm going to just live stream your event and I'll just live stream it with my audience and we'll commentate because I don't have to answer to anything in real fucking time. That is not by a mistake. KP, I'm finna pull up, I hope I find it. I don't think I saved it. The donos Candace gets. Where is that shit at? The amount of donos Candace gets when she streams. Y'all won't believe this. And it ain't like people send her $5. Here we go. Found it. I found it, KP. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to just save it. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Somebody screenshotted this from Candace's one of her streams. Look at this. $100, $100, $200, 100, 50, 80, 300, 50, 50, 50, 50, 100, 50, 100, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 40. This New Zealand, I don't know how that translates. 100, $500, $100. All this is from Candace's stream. One stream, one night, one day. 100, 100, 200, 100, 100, 50, 80. I'm not hating. I'm jealous. 300, 50, 50, 50, 50, 100, 50, 100, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 40, 100, 500, 100. Like, Candace, why would she not turn down having to show up in real time and miss out on this? Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but Candace is, so I can use this argument on her, goddammit. I can use that argument on her. Because why aren't you showing up? You are accusing your friend's assassination on the organization he was a part of. They're having an event, a stream, where they're going to address the shit you say in real time, live. They invite you to come. You say, I stream during that time, so that's not convenient for me. But I'm going to stream it from my own crib, and we'll just rebut everything you say where I don't have to answer for it in real time. She didn't even say, let me not mix this up. She didn't even say she'll jump on, did she? What's this? Did she say she'll jump on them recovering it? We'll also add, okay. We'll also add that I am happy to jump on Charlie's show any day before then virtually as well. Okay. She's willing to get on virtually. Fair. I was serious when I said we could do it today even. Today, that's not easy. You can't just call it the day of. Virtually, I can make it happen pretty much any day because it's easier to move things around with the kids and find someone to sub for my morning homeschooling. Somebody says, oh, please, this is the biggest story of your life, and you've been demanding these people respond to you and give you a forum, and now you're refusing to meet in person. You've accused these people of the worst. The least you can do is face them. I'm sure your kids can miss a day of Conspiracy 101. Conspiracy 101 is hilarious. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all been chatting it up. Okay. Jesus. Okay. I'm sorry. Woo. Fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be trying to stay engaged. Well, you know, you're the least person for the game. Right? Candace, TPUSA did the right to do it to X. Yes, otherwise she could have made up some narrative that no one would have been able to see. Doing it publicly on X shows she is making excuses. Yeah, base, bro. What? Yeah, it makes no sense to not just have her on Zoom or something. This was a mistake by TPUSA for sure. Fair. I don't like TPUSA, but them responding to her to debunk her shit is what anyone would do. Yeah, you're a once and for all answer. You're a once and for all answers. It's funny. It's for sure. She's going to live stream TPUSA. She said she was going. Okay, I'll send it to you again. I found it. Thank you. Candace is Batman. Okay, this is a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to get through all this. All I got to do is grift to the religious bigot angle. Yep. Yeah, the religious bigot angle is all you need. Wait, to be fair, Candace said she would join them online live. She would say, yeah, okay, so we on the same page, Trip. She's not allowed to do it virtually. Interesting. I wonder why. I would prefer her to be in person, but to say you're not allowed to do it virtually, I don't know. That seems kind of She said she would join online. TPSA seemed like they only wanted her in person, so she got pity and was going to stream and making some money off of it. That's why she said she just stream and watch and give her content. Like, I think Candace is much more in the right thing. That's fair. That's fair, Trip. And anybody else that agrees, that's fair. I do think that if she's saying she'll call in and y'all are saying, no, you can't call in, I think that's a little fucked up on TPUSA part. That is messed up. They shouldn't deny her calling in. That's why I was saying, like, I had missed some of the bookmarks I was trying to find.
Know that I cared about Charlie. Know that I cared about Charlie. Have you no shame? We're going to find out. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it.
Wait, what? Why do you think everybody's trying to make some money?
So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only ground rule is no assassinations. Okay? No assassination.
Oh my God.
There's no funny business. You can't pretend you're going to do it and then Candace died in a mysterious accident. Okay? We'll be right back after a quick break.
Yo, I was like so taking her serious. I was taking her so serious. And she just had to throw in the idiocy at the end. Like, God, Lee. Just no assassin. Girl, ain't nobody killed Charlie through an organization. Like, come on.
More money, more money, more money.
Shout out to Blown Up for the $5 super chat. In all logics, her biggest story is about to be the court case that bankrupts her and her fan for generations. She won't even have a cup to collect change. Yeah, I cannot wait for this Brigitte Macron case to get rolling. I cannot freaking wait. I cannot wait. Bro, she said no assassin. Girl, like, I see KP say they don't trust her. She might pull some technical difficulty shit. Maybe not. Candace don't duck smoke. I'll be fair. Candace generally does show up. She talks to people in person. She does. But I think this might be a little different. And I do want to know, I need to figure out why TPUSA won't accept her calling in virtually. That doesn't make sense. Because if y'all trying to do this quick, fast, and in a hurry, if she can't fly out to y'all, she can't fly out to y'all. So, is that where it ended? Candace talked about it more, I believe. I think she had more to say. I may be mistaken. Okay, wait, here we go. Wait, here we go. Oh, girl, you don't listen to the game until you get mentioned. Get the fuck out of here. Talking about the game, dropped a song. Okay. Okay, what's this? What's this? Okay. So, Jimmy Dore. So Jimmy Dore replied to Blake Neff and said, "Wow, I knew you pulled something and here it is. Everyone, including you, knows that's not how you book a guest on the show. Fair. You are supposed to contact them and find a mutually agreeable date and time. You don't publicly announce the date before it's confirmed. It's transparently obvious that what you're doing here. Fair. But you're all shady as fuck, including all the pastors you're associated with. Nice ratio, by the way." Blake Neff says, "Of course it isn't how you book a guest. We are not booking a guest and never said we were. We are delivering a response to several months of escalating harassment and lies. She was given an opportunity to join and decline." Fair. They didn't say, like, "Candace, we'd love for you to come on." They just said, "This is what we're doing and this is the date. And if you do want to come, then you can." That's fair. I think that's fair. I think that kind of changes things because it was never a formal. Yeah, it wasn't formal. They just said, "This is what we're doing, and if you want to be there, you can." It wasn't like a, "Hey, Candace, come out to Arizona so we can have this conversation." They have the right to do that. Candace probably, I don't know, I'm not saying she didn't. She probably never reached out like, "Hey, can I talk to TPUSA because I think you killed Charlie Kirk?" Because she knows she can't do that. So, to be fair, what Blake Neff did put out was not like a invitation. It was just like, this is what's happening right now because you've been accusing TPUSA of X, Y, and Z. And so we want to cover everything you've been accusing us of. Candace, this is it. If you want to be there, you can. Otherwise, this is what we're doing. I see both sides. Candace says, "You literally said we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream." That's still not an invitation. They said they will welcome. They didn't say we're inviting you. That's two different things. "Which you were clear your team would be streaming from your studio in Phoenix at a date that had not been decided. You never said she must be in person for the stream and she must respond within 24 hours after we choose a date and time. There was nothing sincere about what you did following that announcement, and you deserve the ratio you're getting. Frankly, nothing has felt sincere about the organization since Charlie passed." I think, yeah, this is wires getting crossed because if you sincerely welcome her, that's not the same as I'm inviting you. Because, and now if I'm being honest, it makes more sense why they don't want her to call in because it's just not gonna, the goal of whatever they're trying to accomplish won't help if she's calling in. So I kind of see both sides. Okay. See, yeah, all he said was, "We're responding to the statements made by Candace. We'll be live streaming our officer. If Candace wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, she is welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of the day." So, honestly, it wasn't a real invitation. It was like, "This is what we're doing, and you can come if you want." You said, "If Candace is the arbiter of TPUSA demise, I'm here for it." Hey, if she brings them down with herself, shh.
Welcome back, Weenie.
All they ass can go down, if you ask me. Every single one of these fucks. I don't care about now one of them. All of y'all can kick rocks. Candace, boom, lose that lawsuit. Yo ass out of there. Fucking TPUSA, you get the fuck out of there too. All of y'all could go. If TPUSA ain't shit, bye. Candace, we know you ain't shit, bye. Well, TPUSA ain't shit simply because they ideology is fuck. But y'all get the point. All they ass could go. But I think it was never a formal invitation to have a conversation with Candace Owens. They said, "We're addressing what she said. If you want to come, you can come." So I guess it didn't feel underhanded, I guess, in a sense. That's what Tron just, it's not an invitation. That's not it's an open invitation. It wasn't a direct one, I should say. If that's better. An open invitation is not the same as I'm inviting you here. She thinks they assassinated Charlie. Yeah, on top of short notice, on top of being one of her streaming days, etc. He still makes music. Oh, the game, yeah, the game been making music nonstop. But they still denied her being there online. They wanted to go over her talking points. They should want to speak for her in any form. Yeah, James, I agree. I think they do, but I don't know. I think, okay. You know what? If they're gonna say come in person, they should accept virtual. I think they should accept it because you open the door for her to be there in person. So you shouldn't shut it off if the best she could do is virtual. Like, that shouldn't be the point that you be like, nah, you got to be in person. That to me, that is funky, but at the same time, it was never a formal, hey, we're doing this thing, Candace, come, because we want you there. But if you're going to want her there in person, you shouldn't be shut off to the fact that she wants to do it virtually because that's what she can do. The problem is that they want to debunk what she says, so she wouldn't. So wouldn't it make more sense to talk to her regardless if it's in person or not? Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. Take her to court. I don't know if they could take her to court for anything yet. How many shots from the soundboard? I wonder. Chris, you always gotta go over the top. The stream gonna have a lot of people watch. I'm gonna watch it and watch both sides get wrecked. Yeah, they're gonna all look stupid. It's behind the Godzilla, let them fight sound. I don't know what that sound is. I need it. That sound fire. And the point of it is to talk about her so she would have a chance to speak up for her defense. Yeah, James, I agree. I agree. I don't know their reasoning behind saying no to virtual if you would allow her to be there in person. I mean, yeah, I don't like Charlie either, but so they dropped it. Okay. That was it. Fuck is the Candace? Wait. Um 3 hours ago. Today on the show, TPUSA says it was Erica Kirk who directed them to host the live stream. Did she approve of the letter Blake read? Too many men wore maroon on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I am asking the public to help identify them. Like, come on, you're harassing people for wearing maroon, Candace. Like, get a fucking grip on reality. This is crazy. This woman is out her damn mind. Check Colin Rugg's post. I think I know what you're talking about. Said to it. Okay. Oh God. This looks like bull. Okay.
Streaming an event.
Wait. It says Candace Owens says her husband wouldn't let her travel to Phoenix for the show with TPUSA. Says he runs the household. Even if I could. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Oh my.
That you are live streaming because you want the internet to be able to attend, right? That's the whole purpose and function of live streaming an event, is that it invites everybody to be able to attend. So when you extend an invitation of live streaming and you don't explicitly say it must be in person, why would I assume that you're going to rescind the offer if I say that I can appear via live stream? Okay. They never said that when they made the offer and they were pretending that they were being sincere. They never made in person a point of their demands. They never also said that I had to respond within 24 hours. That's a hostage situation. Okay. There's no way that I could have accommodated all of that. In a million years, 24 hours to respond. How about, let me see if I can make that work. Even if I could have made it work, which I couldn't have, because my husband instantly said, no, you cannot do this Monday. And he runs the household, and he has an important.
No, that was just to play to her audience. Like, I'm not buying that, Candace. That was to play to her audience. That was not sincere. Like, look how she realized that she had to add that. It wasn't natural. It wasn't natural. I don't even for trad people. Whether she's actually trad in her heart and soul, which I don't think she is because she has this fucking show and is ruining her life and her husband's life by fucking accusing Brigitte Macron of being a man. Even if you really live that life, you don't just stop because he runs the households. That's all that is a fucking not a red herring. You're just throwing out a dog whistle to your audience, like, don't forget to be trad no matter what you're going through. It's just...
I can make that work. Even if I could have made it work, which I couldn't have, because my husband instantly said, no, you cannot do this Monday. And he runs the household.
It was just not natural to say that. It was just like, let me throw this in there so everybody can remember where we at.
And he has an important thing going on that day, which involves people that are coming in from overseas.
How about that supersedes him running the household? This is why this is some bullshit. The real reason, if this is true, is because he has something going on that just does not help with you leaving the country, whatever the hell it is. I don't care. That's the reason. It's not because he runs the household, because if y'all plan to not do shit for the next 5 days, and, well, maybe that's not a good example because that would be doing shit. But if that's a work day for you and it just changes slightly and it wouldn't inconvenience anybody, him saying no and there's no reason to say no, then it's like, okay, you're just going to be like, all right, because he runs the household. You try to present it as if it's because he's a man and runs the household that whatever he says goes. Candace, you was not that type of woman. Stop.
But even if I could have made that work, I would not have within 24 hours have confirmed to them if they had even sent me an email. Because I have kids, I would have had or
girl, you got okay, I'm not going to do that.
Organize things, and it would have just taken longer than 24 hours, and they knew that. It is not my inclination to go to Phoenix without having my team with me. And my husband is very much a part of my team.
I don't know. Fuck out of here.
But I will say that I will raise it further with the Supreme Court of George Farber. If you are insinuating, and actually if you can confirm that you are saying that you will allow me, as you said further in this, to bring whatever it is because it would be more authentic if it was face-to-face. If you're saying that I don't have to deal with you and this is actually going to be very open and I can ask every question under the sun, I might beg, I might beg.
Okay. KP, the only reason that's why I stopped myself earlier is because she probably planned that shit well ahead of time versus like them giving her like 24 hours and shit. So that's why I stopped myself, because I'm like, everything else she's done, they probably gave her more time to do it.
The assumption is that you are live streaming.
I can't even forget, y'all, because what happened was before all of this, before TPUSA even made that video, this the last thing we're gonna go over on this. But why would you go to a theme park if you feel like there was a hit on you? Yeah, because she's full of shit. She's full of shit. She doesn't believe that. She doesn't believe that whatsoever. What's today? The 5th? Okay. Where is that tweet? Damn it. She said, wait, maybe I bookmarked it. Okay, here we go. This is what happened before TPU. See, this right here tells me a lot. 15 million views. Like, Candace is doing a lot. I think that Candace is doing this because she's making money. She said, this is what stemmed everything that we just went over, where TPUSA responded. I received information last night on December 2nd. She said, I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. Yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence for my claims. She hasn't done that yet. And I am making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this godforsaken organization to request a refund. You were lied to and leadership knew. So there's a world where TPUSA is shiesty. There's a lot of people that work for TPUSA that came out. It's like a fucked up organization, and it's not on the up and up 100%. But to say that they had played a part into killing Charlie is a crazy claim to make. And if you have the names and you're going to put them out, why didn't you just do that? Candace always is saying, like, I got proof, and then it never manifests. The proof, there's not. People in my comments want to talk about her. People under her videos talk about it. People, it's just, it never fails. Candace be right, and people don't have nothing to say. When has Candace ever been fucking vindicated on an extreme claim? When has Candace ever had a super out there outlandish claim and actually was proven to be correct on it? I can't think of one time. Not one fucking time ever in this woman's whole career has she made a super outlandish claim and it got validated. Ever. So I don't know what these people are talking about. I don't even know how Candace has this type of career. How do you make it as big as she is and you haven't proven any of the thing? CoffeeZilla is where he is because he has proof of his claims. He does serious investigating. He does serious journalism. And before he even says shit, he has all his ducks in a row. For the most part. He's off on Jeffrey Epstein. I will say that. He's kind of raising questions that everybody has. I'll be fair. But when he actually makes a claim, there's proof. It's not, with the Epstein stuff, he was kind of like just opining. But CoffeeZilla's respected because he actually provides proof for what he says. Candace has never proven anything she said as far as extraordinary claims. You said YouTube live as I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to do. I just go live, bro. And this is not the first time I've heard that. I'm sorry. I truly, I don't know how to deal with that. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna have to figure out the ads with live. If the lives is spammy, if the ads are spammy, let me know, because I don't want that to be the case, because I know that's annoying, and I didn't know anything about it. Oh, man. Her sources, if you don't believe me, ask the White House yourself. That was her words. Yeah, no, White House ain't said shit. They ain't back her whatsoever. So, yeah, man. I'm sorry. Candace, show some proof and we'll listen to you. But, I mean, your cult is going to follow you whether you show it or not. I got premium because I couldn't deal with it. I watched too much YouTube to not get it. So, I mean, if you got it, man, if you know you watch YouTube a lot, if you watch YouTube like a lot, you just need to get premium. The ads is not it's not worth it. If you can afford it and if you watch YouTube a lot and you can afford it, just get premium because that shit is magnificent. And you can play shit in the background. You don't have to have the shit up. You can lock your phone and listen to shit. Yeah, I listen to YouTube way too much to have not gotten premium at this point. But yeah, I'm sorry. We're not going to get to the Christians thing today. I had so much fun with everybody that came through on the conversation about Akaash. I'm probably going to do more open invites to come and chat with people on stream because I seriously enjoyed that. Y'all was engaging. Y'all were funny. I saw hella personalities beyond the text and chat and shit. So I appreciate everybody that came through the first part of the stream and everybody that stayed. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna find more reasons to have open call-ins, call-in debate. Yeah, I love to debate, so we're gonna do that. I appreciate y'all, man. If you made it to this point in the stream, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all three, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.